On today's episode 35 of Sculpt N Create, I'm chopping it up with Caspa Clark, CEO and founder of Nois Records, independent hip-hop artist and a creator who's turning real-life struggle, growth, and self-expression into music with meaning. Caspa's journey is one that's rooted in survival, transformation, and authenticity. From going through group homes, homelessness, and mental health struggles to build his own catalog, growing his own label, and creating music that helps people feel seen, his story is a testament to what can happen when you create through the chaos. In this conversation, we talk about his path into music, what Nois Records is all about, how he's been building his brand independently, and why he believes real hip-hop should still carry feeling, substance, and truth. We also get into the business side of music, collaborations with notable artists, the importance of mental health conversation in hip-hop, and why artists have to stop letting fear, outside opinions, and industry pressure box them in. This was a real one, honest, layered, and full of perspective. So if you're an artist, creative, or anybody trying to build something meaningful while navigating real life in the process, this episode is definitely for you. Let's get into it. And while you're listening, make sure you hit subscribe or follow and drop a comment with your biggest takeaways from the episode. Welcome to Sculpt N Create, where fitness fuels creativity and helping artists, entertainers, and creatives on their journey towards their physical, personal, and career growth. I'm your host, Trey Fit Artist, and who I have with me today is Caspa Clark. He's the CEO and founder of Nois Records. Welcome to the show, Caspa.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Man, I'm glad you can make it, man. And before we really get into everything, let everybody know a little bit, let everybody know where they can find you, maybe want to book your services, listen to your music, and so forth.
Well, on social medias, I've got all at Caspa Clark generally. If you're looking for me on like TikTok, I don't really go on there, but it's at Caspa Clark 420. You can find me mostly on Instagram. My website is www.caspaclark.com, and that's CASPACLARK. That's basically where you can find me, man. And you can hit me up on there. You can join the email list, and you can get all the new releases before they even come out on my website.
Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear you got a website. We probably can get into that. But okay, cool, man. Y'all check Caspa out. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's talk about what you do. You say CEO of Nois Records. Let's talk about what's that about. What do you generally do, and so forth.
Well, it's kind of a record company. I started off of a hobby. I was rapping when I was little, group homes, such like I grew up in the state. After I had some issues with family, I ended up in the state's hands.
Mhm.
Kind of the thing that we had to do was write raps. When we had beef with each other, instead of fighting each other, we would write raps about each other and just kind of, tease each other and talk shit on each other.
Okay.
That became something that when I was traveling around the country as kind of like a hobo off hopping freight trains, hitchhiking, stuff like that. It's what I did when I was trying to make some money to, to eat, to smoke some weed, to have some drink, to, party with my friends or whatever. We bust on a guitar and we would rap. Years later, I had my son. Of course, I couldn't be hopping trains and doing all crazy shit anymore. I had to settle down, get a job. I started working jobs until I found something that I could really fit with, and that was FedEx. But I was draining myself, man, because I wasn't working with the music. I wasn't even playing my guitar anymore. I started using them paychecks kind of to purchase beats and stuff because I didn't know how to make beats, and then started rapping over them. And of course, it sounded like garbage at first. As it progressed and as I started to learn things all on my own, like reading books, listening to Audible books while I'm driving, listening to YouTube tutorials, jumping into classes that they have online, master classes, anything and everything that I could, I realized that it's a business as well as it's 18 different businesses if you want to run a record company from your home.
I got you. So you started a record company. So basically, is it just you under your label? You doing it fully independently, or do you got any artists?
Fully
under your label?
independent, but I do have a couple of guys that are starting to collaborate with me under
Mm,
Nois Records, guys that I just network with online and found.
okay, all right, okay, cool. And so, how long have you been doing Noise Records and making music? As old, like you say, you started, started young when kind of battling with people in your home and so forth. But like, what made you like take it serious? Like from that point in to now, like how long have you been doing it for?
So I've been doing it seriously as an adult and, looking into every piece of it for about a year and a half.
Okay,
I tagged the label Nois Records about 2 years ago.
yeah,
I didn't get serious with it or even look into turn it into LLC or anything like that until about a year and a half ago.
okay. Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking into that too as well with like what name I'm gonna use. If I'm gonna use Trey or I want to do it right. I don't want to just come up with a name and then later on have to go get everything legalized later. Then it could be taken and all that stuff like that. So I want to do it right the first time, kind of like how I did with my fitness business too as well. So I think that's important for people to know. You want to, if you're gonna go into it, maybe you have an ideal in mind for the name and stuff like that, but
It takes
make sure the
patience.
legality. Yeah, yeah, take patience. Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
dot them I's and cross them T's before you
right.
pull the trigger, man.
Most definitely. And the business side, I think we don't like to look at it because it's the unsexy stuff that you got to do with it. We want to have fun, make that music, and turn on the beat and just vibe and rock out. But you got to get that business straight first, and then have the fun next.
And then
So
once you really tap into it, if you really love the music, the business becomes just an extra enjoyable thing to tap into,
right.
just more to learn. It just extends it.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and especially once you start learning it more and more, you kind of like, okay, oh, I didn't know this before, and then things start happening to you in a different way. Doors start opening up more. So yeah, I can definitely see that where it'll make that part of it even more enjoyable too as well. They always say not just trust the process, but love the process too as well.
Right,
Yes.
right. Well, love the process first, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
trust in your higher power, whoever that may be.
Right. Most definitely. Now, Caspa Clark, I like the names. Where did that come from? I mean, I can think of Clark Kent, and then maybe you trying to mix up two, and then Casper the Friendly Ghost or something like that. You know what I'm
No,
saying? But how did that name get to be?
Clark's my dad's adopted name, so I grew up with
Okay,
Clark. That's my real last name, but
okay,
Caspa's the nickname I earned in the group home.
okay.
And of course, there's always that one white boy in the hood. That was me. They said that I reminded them of the dude from Kids, that movie they show you in high school, where the dude's name is Caspa.
Okay,
So they nicknamed me that. It just kind of stuck with me. And then over the years, I grew up with a lot of Puerto Ricans and black folks, and I found out that it was Spanish for dandruff. So it became a joke because I'm a white boy with dreads with a lot of dandruff. So it just became a joke over the years, man. It stuck
okay,
with me, and it just kind of formed with me.
okay. Did they know that what it was when they said it, or it was it just because they get that, or was it
The Puerto
genuinely after
Ricans knew.
the Puerto Rican knew?
They knew. They were
Okay,
laughing. They were laughing behind closed doors and not letting me know. But when I got a
yeah.
little older, they started to let me in on things.
Okay, okay. It was up. I mean, I like the name. I was thinking Casper the Friendly Ghost, but and then I didn't think of it. You being white or whatever. But yeah, so that's cool though, man. But I definitely like the name and how you spelled it too. And as well,
Appreciate that.
definitely.
I
Okay,
used to
so
say anal about the ER.
yeah, say what now?
I used to tell people anal about the ER because whenever I tell them my name, they automatically think it's Casper. And I
Yeah,
say, no, it's Caspa, not Casper. I'm anal about the ER.
yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Okay, so what would you say your type of music that you make? What's your style? What's your approach to everything? And like, what's your reach or who you looking to reach and everything with your music?
I'd say it's an independent, uh, kind of an East Coast hip hop style, like almost a
Okay.
90s type style.
Okay.
Really, there's no certain style I have either because it's all a feeling. It's like a journal for me. I created
Mhm.
something that literally I can put my whole self into. I don't have to put extra like you do at a job or, fake yourself in
Mm,
any kind of way.
yeah.
My whole soul believes in this. So like when I sit down, I just hear the beat. I hear the feeling that I have inside of me at the moment, whatever I may be going through during that day, whether it's with family, whether it's with the job, whether it's with just going to the store and running into somebody that's ignorant. I put that into a song and then I lay it down on a track.
Yeah. Okay. Go
I
ahead.
do a
What
lot
you
of
about?
investing as well,
Okay.
like features, a lot of industry artists. I purchase a lot of features and I've been trying to get my name out that way. And
Okay.
then when I'm done putting that song together, I'll try to match it up with whatever features I have, just listen through them. And if it fits, it fits. If the BPM level kind of fits with the song, then I slap it on there. And normally it's kind of just, it fits like it's coming from somewhere else, man. I know you've heard other musicians talk about channeling music through them, but that's the feeling here.
Yeah, I feel you. So yeah, let's talk about that because I have seen those because I have been in those like Legion Beats, the Dominique, however you say that name. They have be telling you that you can have these features with these particular artists and so forth. I think now. Can you explain that a little bit more? Is that more like on the marketing efforts to get your name out there more, being recognized with one of these features, or how did that work?
No, it didn't start like that. I kind of ended up where I was investing in them like for that
Okay.
reason, but it was more like I had a avenue where I could get on a song with people that I enjoyed as a child, and it was just a
Okay.
dream for me.
Yeah.
And it was in my price range because it's not an exclusive contract with those. It's
Okay.
kind of like a spread out contract that a good 20 to 30, even sometimes 50 people can get their hands on it because it's open for a couple weeks and on sale for a couple weeks. I wasn't
Okay.
really worried about that factor. I was more worried about the fact that I got a vocal stem from Ghostface Killer, somebody that I never thought I'd be on a song with. I got a vocal stem from, 50 Cent, from The Game, from all these legends that I just loved listening to that changed my day every day when I was a kid. And now I get to be on a song with them.
Right. Okay. And so when you just gotta have seen the one with Crazy Bone, the one with Fat Joe. I heard that, and there was another one I think I heard or a scene as well. But like when you have done this song, like how did it help you? Did it help a little bit boost your let's say discoverability up a little bit or something like that? When you go ahead.
Absolutely. It's opened up a lot of doors for me, man.
Okay.
A lot of even podcasts that I wouldn't normally be able to get on, they see my catalog and they see the folks that I work with, and it's a kind of an automatic respect key. Also, it dwindles a little bit because I'm honest and I tell them how I got it. So of course that you see the shock value kind of fade, which is all right with me. It's
Hmm.
whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love it, man. I think it's something that some people put together so that us independent artists with lower incomes can
Hmm.
actually thrive, man, and we can actually get on songs with those legendary artists where in my day and age, you had to know somebody that knows somebody that knew somebody, and it
Yeah.
wasn't easy.
Or pretty much be famous yourself or at least buzzing where they know who you are and they want to get on the track themselves and stuff like that. So definitely give you a chance. Like I said, I can see the marketing side of it and then get a chance for people to live out their dream to be featured with their favorite artists and stuff like that. So I do see that standpoint. But I think people need to just be serious and understand what it is and what it's for and use it to the best advantage that they can. Cause yeah, you're attached to this famous person's name or this artist name definitely can give you some shine in some way. You just got to know once you get it, how do you use? Okay, it got me in the door. Like you were saying, you said that the shock value kind of went down after you told them how you got it. But all right, my foot in the door now.
Yeah.
Let me get on in here now. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
and it
think
it
go ahead.
opens up it opens up your name, and it gives you a chance to shine your personality on the people and show them that, like, I'm not messing around with this, I'm serious about it, and, like, talk your way in, but that name, that household name, help help, that person look your way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I definitely that's what's up, man. I have thought about it, because I make music as well, but I do get those how you say it now, domino or domination, something like that.
Yeah, Anno Domini Nation.
Domination, yeah. I get his still get his emails and Legion Beats. I had bought a beat pack from them a while. I just didn't. I can't even remember what I did with that lease and everything like that or whatever. But yeah, I got you. So now with the songs I did here, definitely sounds like you gotta. You say you make the beats on your own for the most part, right? So or you make
Actually,
all your beats.
so no, actually, I grabbed most of my beats from Anno Domination and Legion Beats and
Okay,
M80.
okay,
There's a whole list of them in that group, Wishmaster Beats. And then what I normally do is I have instruments, a bunch of instruments. So I'll put their beat down as like a platform and I'll
mm,
build on top of that beat so
okay.
that it does end up being my own beat in the end. But, I sampled their beat to make my beat,
Okay, I
basically.
got you. Okay, so you basically re-engineer that beat in a sense, and then but make it your own in a sense.
Yeah, I just put some flair and some sauce on it, man.
Okay, okay, all right. And now now part of you here, you said what your main focus said you create gritty, relatable hip hop rooted in real life, blending consciousness, street wisdom, and psychedelic vibes. So now I get the blending consciousness and street wisdom. Explain to me what the psychedelic vibes is, and I'll give you what I was thinking when I heard your music as well.
So I'd say it's got I say psychedelic vibe, like,
Mm,
so when I listen to Bone Thugs, I kind of hear a psychedelic, like melodic harmony vibe. I spent a lot of time around healing psychedelics in the 9 years that I was traveling around the country. So I'd say it's in the cannabis, like psychedelic world
okay,
when it comes
all
to
right.
hip hop.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I would think you mean. And then when I first read it, I was like, okay, what do you mean by that? And then I started listening to a couple of your songs and started hearing how the beat was going and how you were flowing on certain things. I was like,
I'm not talking about
okay,
no ecstasy or no bullshit like that. I'm talking
right,
about the
right.
good native herbs.
Yeah, you gotta put that disclaimer out there, let people know, huh?
Yeah, man, I'm not with it when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and definitely that's what I was hearing. Okay, like so this some music like that you can get high on and listen to and vibe on it and everything like that. Basically how the beat was playing, how you flowing on it and so forth. Uh you definitely letting the track breathe and ain't super, choppy or super double time flow on it on a lot of it and everything. So yeah, so you letting it breathe so people can kind of think and feel the music. So
I'm trying to
I do
get
get that.
back in pocket on the beat, man. We got off pocket on the beats, and I
Yeah,
remember just really vibing with everybody being on pocket and having their own little style that they threw on there.
right, right. Yeah, so can you expound on that? What you mean by being on pocket on the beat? Like, talking about hitting the ones and two. I mean, the twos and fours. That what you saying, or what are you saying?
Yeah, the twos and fours, man, and like there's a pocket every beat has that like you flow with the beat and
Hmm.
like you write the lyrics with that beat, and it seems like everybody's just grabbing this beat nowadays and it's just all sounding the same.
Yeah,
So just some originality, really.
gotcha. So yeah, most of the stuff out now is like more like trap beats. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I like the boom bap style. I like the old 90s vibes and like the not the mumble stuff, the more like something to talk about. So, exposing the government's frauds, things that we used to
Mm,
talk about with hip hop that we don't really anymore.
yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that more. About like what's your content? Like what do you like? Like what type of music you make? Not just like your style, but the content of like who you reaching or what's the description of how you reach what's your content of your music basically. So.
So I'd basically say I try to find things that people aren't talking about within our society that we kind of sweep under the rug, and I like to weave that into an intelligent wordplay and put that down into a poetic fashion that'll teach somebody that's really sitting the listeners. It's for the listeners, for the smokers, the people that really focus, the people that don't speak, they listen. And that's really what it's for. just being lyrical, man. The lyrics, not just throwing words on top of words because they rhyme, but actually having a story to tell. I have a long history of a lot of crazy, and a lot of trials, tribulations, and unfortunate events. A lot of different worldly perspectives. I've been in so many different cultures, so many different neighborhoods around the country, and met all of the different types of people.
Yeah,
I get to write about that now and put that into a song, and it's really just a journal entry every single time that forms
I like that.
itself.
I like that. All right. So, do you think that's what we missing a lot in hip hop, or is that you think that just strictly mainstream? You do like you being independent, so you are in a lot of independent spaces, and now with a lot of artists that are independent.
Yeah.
Like, so would you say that is it still missing? And that is that what missing in hip hop, or do you hear a lot of people doing the storytelling style and talking about
Missing
their life
feeling.
experiencing? Right?
Missing the feeling, man.
On both sides.
Not the independent so much. That's why I like
Okay.
independent, is because they refuse to sell out to the
Okay.
masses.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And they kept the feeling alive because the masses, they want to shift it so that they can gear the young towards anything negative, any way that they possibly can, and divide. And I like to expose that that's what they're doing because people are blind to that. They don't even have a clue.
Yeah. 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 Most definitely. And like I said, with the masses, yeah, you don't like I've been talking with other artists and so forth that it's not always all on the masses because on a business standpoint, you get it. It's supply and demand. So it's also on the fans too. They going with what people want to hear. So it's a catch 22, and then they may be trying to spin some kind of narrative and stuff like that too as well on their side, but also be the fans and so forth. But I think more and more people like it's starting to shift a little bit where more and more people are starting to want more than just the stuff you hear all the time, money, car, clothes,
Yeah.
violence, and stuff like that. They want to hear some more cerebral, thought provoking type thing.
It's a
That
shift back and forth, man. It's always done that shift back and forth where
mm,
it'll be music that means nothing. Then it'll be
yeah,
music that's meaningful. And then it'll be back to the music that means nothing. And it shifts back and forth with the generations, man. And
mm,
it's supposed to do that. That's magnetic force. That's science.
yeah. I like that you put it that way. Yeah, and go through phases, and I know I hear people like you hear people like the music. How old are you? Like how old are you? By the
Me 37. I'll be 38 in
way?
April.
Okay. All right, I'm 39. So yeah, so when we were growing up and so forth, it was like, all right, all this hippity hop, that how they'll say that this, their music, all that music don't got no soul, ain't got no meaning and everything like that. I'm sure they
Yep.
heard it from their parents when they was growing up and so on and so forth. So I think it's a perpetual cycle of that going on a little bit, and as well as us, as well as us not really understanding that, like when we grew up, it was definitely bullshit out there too as well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So we not really thinking about that, but when we hear the new bullshit, it don't yeah, like well, nah, that wasn't how it grew up. But now you go back, it was some bullshit when we were growing up. So I
Yeah.
think it's a lot of that. People not realizing, but at the same time, it is a lot of music that being pushed in a certain way too as well. I think that can
And we
change. But yeah,
need
like
those. We need
yeah, go
those
ahead.
times with the bullshit, man.
Yeah,
It helps weed out the good stuff, and then when that bullshit's happening, you get to cherry pick then. And you cherry pick from the bullshit, and then you get a mass amount of awesome stuff back again. And it just keeps shifting back and forth.
Yeah, most definitely. And like I said, it need to be a balance. Now you can't just be all conscious and all this and all that. It just one thing. But yeah, you're gonna get run. You're gonna get tired out or gouged out on one particular type of music. But and I think artists that diversify definitely stay longer, better instead of just being one way. Now, another thing that we kind of do in hip hop, we don't really do in other genres. What do you think about this? Is with music, like if they heard this artist doing this type of music one way and they like him for this type of style. Soon as he try to switch up his content, his style, or however they've been doing stuff, like they kind of get vilified for it. What do you think about that?
I think haters are gonna hate no matter what. You can't tell an artist not to change their art because that's evolution.
Hmm.
You're going to evolve as an artist. You're going to evolve as a person. If you're one of those people that do evolve and don't just stay stuck and stagnant, I'm an evolver. So I'm constantly trying to evolve and constantly thinking about that same thing you just said. I've
Hmm.
been building a brand for the last 2 years. I'm feeling kind of married to that brand a little bit now, which I didn't have before, which is a little weird of a feeling because I felt open to the art. Like it was a brand spanking new whiteboard, a slate that I'm drawing on. Now it's kind of a little covered here and there. And, people are expecting a certain style. So I keep it a little in that style. But I was just thinking about how I'm going to end up to the point where I may want to sing a country song in the middle of a rap song just for fun, man, because it expands it. It expands the art form and it just makes more
Yeah,
room.
yeah,
And I don't think you can care as an artist what the other people, if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. It's not for them. It's for you ultimately as the artist. So,
yeah. I think first and foremost, yeah, I know from the business standpoint, is by if you want to definitely want to make money off your music, you gotta give the people what they like, but at the same time, is you happy with it yourself first? I think that's more important than anything.
honestly, I think if you're doing music nowadays, you really have to do it for the love of it, and then the business comes with the love of it. It's kind of like it's a reward just to be in the business side of it, but you have to really really love it because music isn't what's selling anymore. It's the products that come along with the music. It's the experience
I'm
that you're
glad you
showing
said
with
that.
the music.
Okay,
So you got to actually love the shit to do it.
right.
Otherwise, you got to do all this extra shit you don't love for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you said there's a product you come with it because I did see something about Will I Am said something about like back in 40s, 50s and stuff like that. RCA was that's how they came up with music and how they were selling they record players was okay. You listen to this artist on this record player, but it was for to sell product.
Yeah.
And I think we get kind of confused as artists where we like, okay, now you buy my music. But once you bought it, it's bought. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Especially in the streaming world and digital world right now. You bought it, you can put it on your computer and transfer it to other things, and you got it pretty much forever. So how much reselling is this person gonna do of this particular song or this particular album? And so forth. So it got to be something else around that. Whether it be the show, whether it be the merch, whatever else it is that you're trying to sell around that music. And I think that's what a lot of people not talking about on that side of things. They just really saying buy my music, and then yeah, they have the merch and the vinyl and all that stuff like that, something tangible with it, but they're still in the scope of in my opinion, they're still in the scope. It's still kind of narrow where it can be more and more broader. I believe in a sense. What do you think on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thought process needs to be broader, especially now because all those things that you just mentioned, that's just barely catching up
Hmm.
to what the bigger picture is. You have to develop an experience for the fans now. Like we have a direct line to watch the people basically from our phones in our pocket. Whoever we like, we can go tap in and see what the hell they got going on if they're doing it correctly. So you got to like kind of be reality show actor as well as an artist as
Hmm.
well as having things for retail that the fans can grab a hold of. You also have to have a design of something that is push to shove that the fans are going to really need. These are things that I'm putting down in blueprints, but I'm not even putting action into yet because I have so much other stuff going on in my life that I have to do the tortoise run. I can't do the hare where I'm just running full force.
I think it would be more better doing it in the tortoise way anyway, because you don't want to. If it come too fast, you might not even be ready for it.
Right.
So yeah, so it definitely the tortoise way. You are learning, failing, learning from those failures, and so once things come, you'll be able to navigate those levels every time you go up.
Plus, I get to enjoy every little piece of it along the way instead of just running
There
through
you
it.
go. There you go. like that. Yeah, so I agree, man. But I know it is, and that's why I'm kind of like teeter totter and looking in. I'm in the research and the developing stages of my music and everything. So I'm trying to see how I'm gonna fit in there. Like, okay, because I do want to make money, but I want to have fun too as well,
Right.
and everything. And I see, or Spotify ain't paying this in the stream platform. We're going straight to DTC. You know,
Sync licensing, man, that's where
I
it's
heard,
at right now.
yeah, that's what I was hearing. Sync licensing, and like you said again, the product stuff and so forth. Because I think with being where what we say in DTC, where on a website that's cool too as well. I think that still be is needed, like you have a website. So, but the DTC, I think that comes from when you already have somebody that knows you, like you, and trusts you,
Wait,
and then that person,
DTC? I'm not familiar.
direct to consumer.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So that's basically where that they know, know, like, and trust you, and they willing to buy you. They pretty much, if they not a super fan, they a core
Product
fan.
to hand. Right.
Yeah, and that way they following you wherever you go and everything, whatever you post out and put on your website, they got it and stuff like that. But
So
it takes a while to get to that person. Go ahead.
I think while you're developing this, man, you got to keep in mind too that once you grow a
Hmm.
fan base, like the climb is the hardest part, but once you
Yeah.
get to the part where you have those direct to consumer,
Hmm.
and then you have literally it all in your palms. Like you
Yeah.
can choose to either take your music all off of streaming services and make those fans go over here if they want the full album and only give them singles. And that's back to direct to consumer right there. That's back to product to in
Hmm.
hand.
Yeah.
Or you can decide that you're going to go bigger and become a online household product that they flip through and see every time they get through there, showing your household, showing your kids, showing your dinners, rapping during doing lip sync videos while you're having a meal with your family type stuff. So it's showing the inners of your whole life and stuff, like
Yeah.
things like that, man.
Oh yeah, and that's like I said, like we doing now, with the podcasting and how you see the artists going on constant stream and stuff like that. I think people need to know you on a deeper level than just the surface level of this. Like when we grew up, we knew this person, we seen them on a movie, we heard his music, seen them on that music video, and that was it. Well, that was enough for us back then. But
Yeah.
now we in social media, is a lot more. We really want to know that person. And the only person the biggest person I know that took that to heed was or took that to heart was Will Smith, because he was that he was going off of the mystique of a movie star. They like they gotta miss you and everything until another movie comes out, and then they want to come flooding in. They worked back then, but now he's seen we in the social then, man. Now they want to really know about you, see what all you got going on, and really to do it and everything. And he was doing it in a major way. Kevin Hart, another one,
You'll
and
fade
everything.
away if you don't. If you
Yeah,
don't play that
yeah,
game, you just fade off because they'll jump
right.
off to the next person, man.
Right, right. And especially hip hop, where the lifespan is very short anyway, and everything like that. For us, especially once you like get some kind of notoriety,
Speaking of that, I'm glad
go
you
ahead.
brought that up because you asked me a question earlier that this matches up with
Okay.
about artists changing their format or changing their style or branding or whatever
Hmm.
after building a fan base.
Okay.
There are artists that I feel have used hip hop just in the culture just to get into the music industry, and then they're a country star tomorrow and they have no even ties anymore with hip hop.
I
They
already know what
just
you're talking
used it
about.
like a sleazy woman at a bar, man.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think that's fucked up.
yeah, yeah. Definitely. Now, yeah, and that's what we in hip hop, talk about a lot. We hate that, but at the same time, hip hop is so embracing, and they don't really gatekeep a lot like country music do and other genres do and stuff like that. So I wish we would gatekeep a little bit more and really be cognizant of who we letting in and so forth. But that's how it is. Now I commend Eminem, for doing what he did. He stayed, stuck with it, even though he came because he was why he blew up more, but at the same time he still stayed true to hip hop. He didn't like leave hip hop after he blew up. He even put on more people, from his camp. 50 Cent being one of them, and everything. So
Did he
definitely,
Vanilla Ice stuck with it.
yeah, yeah, you right. So yeah, it was short lived, but yeah, he did, he definitely stuck with it. Yeah, okay, there's another one. Yeah,
He's
and
still
but
chilling, man. He's in the Adam Sandler movies now.
okay, okay, yeah. And I know he was doing some reality show with the house renovations or something like that. He was doing something like that or
He's a
whatever.
funny motherfucker, man. I didn't know
Okay,
that.
okay. I'm gonna have to check it out, man. So you said I'm gonna check out a clip or two and everything. But yeah, I already know who you're talking about, like Post Malone. I'm hearing what's the name, Jelly Roll. I didn't know he was a rapper first, because I just knew him from singing and
Yeah, he
everything
was
like
like
that.
a
But
gangster rapper too. He wasn't just a
for
rapper. He
real,
was a gangster rapper, and then he went. Well, he's kind of a different story, man, because I know his backstory. So I guess you got to know the backstory of the person
yeah,
to
that's
really judge the whole picture.
right.
Because he went to prison, and then like he hasn't quit hip hop. He's kind of formed it into country in a
Okay,
way, like he's formed his own genre almost. So I don't know if
okay,
Jelly Roll sits in that pocket.
okay.
Maybe a
I
little bit.
wouldn't. Okay, like I said, I don't know. So I don't know. But that's
Definitely
why I'm saying.
Posty. Definitely Posty. And that new kid, I forget his name, Jay or something like that. He's got like a bone structure problem, but he came in as a trap rapper, and I was digging his stuff, man. And then all of a sudden he's wearing cowboy boots and shit, and he don't even look like he ever seen hip hop before.
That how Post Malone look. But I wasn't saying Jelly Roll exactly like that because, like I said, I didn't know he was a rapper until I heard the singing stuff from him. So that's why I say. So I don't really know a lot about him, but I know that's what people was kind of putting that narrative on. Like, yeah, he was rapping, now he doing this and stuff like that. So I don't really know, but
I
Post
thought
Malone,
Mercules was finna jump on the bandwagon, but he stuck with the hip hop, and I dig his stuff,
okay,
man. He's got
yeah,
that country vibe to it, but it's
yeah,
still good.
right. And like I hear about like with the baby, they was talking about him. He rapped the same, and that's gonna play out and everything. But then when he switch it up, well, he a couple of the antics that he did that kind of like dwindled him a little bit right there. But when you hear some of his newer stuff that he came out with, and you can hear that he got a different kind of flow. But it's like, do the fans really want to hear the new stuff or the other version of it or what? So it's kind of that catch 22. Like, should you or should you not? And everything. Like, and I think going forward, you got to know who you are because sometimes you're going to hopefully that you don't get put in a box. You find a way to not get put in a box, but a lot of artists do.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to, especially when you start making money and it becomes what you're doing for a living,
Mm,
because you got that decision to make. You got the art side of it, your heart telling you, I want to change up the music. I'm getting a little older. I feel like talking about, not being as rough or whatever, lightening it up or whatever the
mm,
case may be. And
mm.
that I've thought about that many times, how that's a rough decision. But I think as an artist, man, like if they're real fans, they're going to make that shift with you and grow with you and
You
become
would think,
older with you.
yeah. Now, I'm glad that you said that. Now, if you are progressing, if you are growing up in your music. Now,
Hmm.
that stigma with or that I would say that the word and how they put on Drake with him not growing up in his music. So, what would you say to that? Where okay, the fans growing up, but now he's not growing up in his content or the music that he puts out. What would you say to that?
I'd say get off your ass, man. Stop being lazy and you chose a lane and people want a product. Don't say you have bread for sale if you're going to stop making bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Make the damn bread and make it better and better each time you make it so that they have something to look forward to. That's just speaking to that person as an individual artist, and like if I was to sit down with him, that's what I'd tell him. But
okay,
as a whole, I like it's such a weird world though. Like the fan and artist relationship is so strange to
yeah,
me because we just like ask so much out of people. It's an
yeah,
artist, man. They're already fucking nut jobs because we're an
yeah.
artist.
Right.
You can't expect too much out of us. We might have breakdowns. We might have times where we need 3 months off. We can't put out a video or can't put out a song, and that's if you're a fan, you got to be cool with that as a fan. They weren't giving Van Gogh shit for cutting off his ear. They just were like, well, he's an artist. He cut off his fucking ear. That's what artists do. They're
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I can't remember fully what Vince Staple was saying, but he was speaking about Vince Staple. I mean, Vince Staple was speaking about Van Gogh, like how people look at Van Gogh as an artist versus how they look at us for as artists and stuff like that. Like we disposable, but then but we still in the same vein of how Vincent Van Gogh, when he put out just one body of work and it makes money, makes million,
And
and
people
we
still know his name.
and still, yeah, there you go, there
We
you
still
go.
talking about him.
Right. Right. But this person, we don't if we putting out a whole album of work, but it ain't worth but $10,
Right.
and everything like that, or you ain't known unless you don't got so much body of work. Yeah. So I feel you on that and everything like that. So it's just crazy when it comes, like I said, hip hop, like it's just put on a different type of scrutiny and lens than it do all the other genres, in some kind of weird way.
Well,
But
it's also a culture now. It's not just a music
But
genre.
not just the music. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, yeah, it's always been the culture, but yeah. But I'm just saying the hip hop music is like a scrutiny on that or whatever, not the lifestyle. But yeah, So now I noticed that you said that you release a song every week. Two questions to that, like how was that going? So like, how did you is you coming up? Or a few questions, not just two. Is you coming up with do you already have a lot of music in the tuck already and you just releasing every week? Or is you just coming up with a couple songs and then releasing every week like that?
So I do
And
about 2 songs about a week, 2 songs a
okay,
week. Take 2 days
okay,
out of the week that I just dedicate to the studio.
okay,
I put about 30 of them back, and then just kept plugging away and sending them off to the engineer. Then,
okay,
yeah, I got them loaded up, ready to go for about 2 months ahead, and then I load them up again for 2 months. And I'm just plugging away, putting them out, and seeing like it's kind of like a lottery ticket for me at this point, man. And just
yeah, yeah,
trying not to be boxed in, like you said, and like just trying to enjoy it and not over mentally drain myself over it. You know what I mean? Like before, I was overly focusing on it, and then when you give to that, it takes away from your family, and family's
hmm
first, of course. I had to
yeah,
take that balance and give a little bit back to the family and take my
okay,
mental off of it and just kind of treat it as back to the enjoyment of it. And if it happens, it happens. And if it don't, it don't. But I know it will because of faith. So it's not even a worry. So it's just like I already feel like it happened because
yeah.
I got my own studio. I got my own beats. I'm good.
Okay, definitely, man. So now, how has that been working for you with releasing every week? And I know it's right now you don't have any albums out, or do you have an album? I might just haven't seen it on another platform.
So I've been doing what's called Waterfall release.
Okay,
I just waterfalled a double album out. I'm gonna
okay,
wrap that album up, and then I'm
okay,
going to drop a Wu Tang album. It's literally me and all Wu Tang albums. I think it's gonna be 8 different Wu Tang members. Call it 420th Chamber. That bad boy's in the making right now. It's got Ghostface Killer, Shaheem. It's got Redman on there, because he's always affiliated.
okay,
Method Man. It's got all the good Inspected Deck, all the greats on there, man. So I'm just throwing that
okay,
together right now, and also trying to find time to collaborate with some cool artists that I met on Instagram.
okay. That's what's up. All right. So Waterfall release. That's the first time I heard that's what it was called. But the first time I seen it was with Jordan Lucas, who I think his first ADHD, where he had a release date for the album, but every day until the album released, he put out a single and everything like that, and then whole thing just came together from there or whatever. Okay. All right, cool. So like how did do that work for us, like does it help with discoverability? Is it,
Yeah, it's
what a
helping expanding my reach to new fans and, building my fan base and stuff like that. It does kind of mess with my Spotify numbers. It bounces them up and down and all
okay.
around because one song, will do really well, and then one song will do not so well, and then they'll drop so damn fast. It's ridiculous. I'll go from 18K to 2K in like a week, and then it'll
Yeah.
bounce back and forth that quickly like that, especially with the features that I'm putting out.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say I'm seeing great numbers on my platforms from it, but I am gathering a lot more fans and building like an email list and a fan base. Not so much worried about streaming anymore because I feel like that is like the commercial to get people to me, and then I start the email list and I gather that, and then I can hone in on that fan base and hold on to that so that I can send them my own
Mhm.
discounts and advertisements and drop
Right.
dates.
Right. Yeah, and definitely, man. For as the, email and stuff like. So, how are you getting them to be on your email list? Like, how are you getting them from the stream? But before I go back on that, I would say with this Spotify, that's what I was thinking about. Like my approach to it. If you're gonna put it on stream, I don't know if I'm gonna do that or yet or not. But if I'm gonna put it on streaming, I'm thinking about using that as a kind of like a digital music business card in a
Mhm.
sense. That's my approach of thinking about it. Where people can be able to hear you and be able to discover you, how they if they weren't able to, able to discover you otherwise, where and it's more like it's free marketing in a sense, and everything. Especially if it get popular, it can firestorm from there. But so that's what I'm thinking. Like, so like, what do you think about the streaming as a whole for the payment? Like you said, you thinking about. You said I really like more focus on the streaming side of things. You put them on your email list and your website. Let's talk about that. Like, how are you getting them from DSP to actually being on your email list and your website as well?
Well, I go really old school with it, so I'm really face to face, hand to hand a lot of times. I'm also doing that online a lot of times as well,
Mm,
like just networking with people.
okay.
Getting them to my music from me is really what I'm doing a lot of times. And then once they get to the music, then, here's the email list, here's this and that, but it's not a lot of them finding my music and then reaching out to find me. It's more of me finding them, turning them
Okay.
onto my music, and then, springing them down to the email list and whatnot. The people on Spotify, luckily, they're starting to figure out, and YouTube and all that, they're starting to figure out that they can click deeper into the about section and find our social medias. So they're tapping into my DMs and telling, I found you on Spotify. I like this song and this and that. And I'm able to actually have a conversation with them, get to know them as a person, tell them what's coming out later on, have a actual conversation with them, it's really freaking cool because it's a time period where I could make music, and I'm talking to a guy in Portugal that I would have never met in a million years, and he's talking about the certain lyrics in a song that he likes, and he's phrasing them to me, and that's insane to me. I'm sitting in my bedroom where I made it talking to him.
Yeah. That was up, man. And like I said, definitely that's why I say it's like a calling card. But I noticed they say that Spotify doesn't really like give you analytics for it's like who like your song. They ain't finna give you their email and all that stuff like that. They got all that information, but they not finna give it to you. So that's why I was curious about how you were able to find them. So are you like other than Spotify doing its job to get people noticing your music, but are you like doing ads or going to
Think
shows?
I'm thinking about doing my CaspaClark.com song that I made at the end of songs or something, kind of fading it into the end.
Hmm.
Maybe later on, like I was thinking about that, but I want to grow the actual following on these platforms first because, like I said, they're balancing all over the place and they're not really
Hmm.
steady. So once it's more steady and I've been doing it for more years, that's when I plan to actually like use it as a calling card. Right now, I don't want to ruin the music with those tags.
Yeah. Okay.
But, once it's at that point where it's like, now I can send you over to where you can get it physical because the fan base has grown to the point where I can, capitalize off of that. then that's when figure I'll throw those in there and, tell them, "Hey, come over here."
Right. And I think too another way to get the fans, like I said, once they know like the trust factor, like I said, doing stuff like we doing now on radio show, talk show, going to actual shows, performing and everything, and maybe going to like people like listen to your music. Okay, cool. Let me get your name, number, and everything. Like well, not name and number, but your email and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and
or
put you on the email
Instagram,
list and stuff.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that, so we can and grow in that way for is a tangible way, growing that way and being, just rubbing elbows with other people and stuff like that, and fans and other people that's not only fans but colleagues and other people that work in the industry alike. So get your name out there more. I would say.
You gotta be
Um,
personable, man. You can't hide behind a desk. That's what you wanna do as an artist, but
mhm,
I realized that I had to step out of that comfort zone, man, and just kinda meet people. Podcasting like we're doing right now and just
yeah,
talking, just having conversations really helped for many things for me because not only did I have issues with mental health, like, just not really good, what do you call it? Excuse me. I'm having a brain fart. Like self-conscious issues,
okay,
mental health issues, things like that. These are all things that are incorporated in every piece of what I'm doing. So the music is a journal. Having these conversations is helping educate us about hip hop, helping educate us about mental health issues that are within the hip hop community. It's all these different things, man. And this is another form of reach, and it shows and helps people to understand what the lyrics are about and the kind of mindset that the person writing these lyrics and these songs are working with. So I think it's just amazing the setup that we've used. We've actually taken every piece of technology that they try to distract us with and used it
mhm,
as a tool.
right, most definitely. And so now with your music, like if somebody is making a playlist or listen to a playlist curated by somebody, or that if they would curate their own playlist to like learn who Casper Clark is, who he is, and what type of music and what he's about and what he's looking to convey, can you name like 5 songs that will do that?
Yeah. Hmm. I'm gonna try not to list ones that are in the bank because that's what I listen to mostly. But right now, I think it would be Galactic Chronic featuring Ghostface Killer would be one. War in My Mind, Fuck Fentanyl
I
featuring
heard
the
that one.
game.
I seen that one. Yeah, I heard that one.
Let's see.
That's 3, ain't it? Yeah.
Yep, and Fuck with
Uh,
No Fakes.
but with no face, that's 4.
Yep. You wanted one more?
Yeah, it's at 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Take your time. Take your time. They know that ain't no light on you, no time on you.
I'm blanking right now too.
Are you blanking?
I have a lot of songs out now, man.
Yeah, quite a few, EPs I see on here. I mean singles on here and
I'd say
everything.
one of my first songs that I mixed myself I
Okay,
really liked was what's it called? Bullet Flies.
okay, all right, cool. So those 5 songs, all right, that's what's up. All right, now, so you say you talk about mental health a lot in your music too as well,
Yeah.
and can you expound on that? Like when you talk about it, does that help you a lot more when you express yourself through your music, or
Yeah, I feel a lot of times like I'm in the background when I'm in rooms. I feel more alone around people than I do by myself a lot of times. So when I'm writing and I'm, spitting on a beat into the microphone, I feel listened to without even people being around.
okay,
So that's a first thing. Second off, I'm getting out these thoughts that I really need to express into the air as well as down on paper. So it's like doubling down on it. Also, I'm having conversations and networking with people that are having the same exact thought processes and issues and able to give them the feedback and what I learned and just seeing them grow from being able to give them that experience and that knowledge helps me grow. Just helping somebody I barely even know that I've never met in person, but I'm still able to do so.
And that's that consciousness and transparency that we were talking about earlier that I think would needs to be more in hip hop for its mental health. We don't talk about, like I said, it's always the surface level stuff. I ain't gonna lie, some of that stuff I do like to myself, but it ain't, I ain't trying to hear all of that all the time. Sometimes you're just going through some real shit and you want to hear you want to hear some real shit to get you through,
Yeah, I don't want to
and
hear
so
about
forth.
what you got when I'm going through it.
They're gonna put you more in a depressive state, ain't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't give a shit what you got. I can't even make my damn rent bill. What the fuck?
right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, definitely we need to hear more because I think about with Andre 3000, he was talking about like, he don't want to rap more. He don't want to like he haven't really had the knack to put out more music, at his age of being 48, 49 years old because he's like, what I'm gonna rap about? Colonoscopy. I'm like, yeah, man. So mental
Yep.
health, that's things we need to like, things we don't like, people talk about that we, can go that people can that your words could get us through in some kind of way with a beat, and
Right.
everything like
And
that or whatever.
one of the reasons I chose that as an avenue as well is because when I grew up, you were soft to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
You didn't go to therapy.
Yeah.
We
Being men,
went
yeah.
It wasn't a thing, man. You were what? You crazy? You taking crazy pills? It's like
Hmm.
it wasn't a good thing, man. And now that it's brought to the horizon and the types of places that I grew up in, there were people, my community, my peers are able to speak about that now, which is a huge thing in the neighborhoods that we were in. Like everybody's got mental health problems where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's great to be able to talk about it in a song and have that person be able to relate to it. And when they're having a hard time, be able to be like, okay, I'm not the only person, and maybe help them get through something. And that's what DMX used to do for me back in the day when I was
Yeah.
slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up, man. That shit got me through so many hard times, man. So
Right.
trying to do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely, man. And like I said, yeah, you're right. Especially with us guys, we talk not to be show not to show our emotion. We are emotional, but we talk not to show our emotion. You gotta
Yeah,
be
that's
have this on. Go ahead.
crazy, man, because it's just gonna bubble up inside of us, man, and
Right.
that's how killings happen and shit.
There you go. Explode. You explode. Yeah. And everything like that. And then as soon as you do leash it out, oh man, they don't want to hear it. So it's not a lot of like mental spaces for men to go to, but it's definitely shelters and all that stuff like that for women to go to. So, and I think putting it out more on wax will let more people that's feeling the certain same way you feeling or similar help
Normalize
them to get
talking
over.
about it, man.
Yeah.
Normalize, I'm going through this right now. And then that'll
Hmm.
help communication in society too, because then we can say, well, I'm not just being a dick. I'm going through it, man. I'm having a hard time. My
Right.
brain's off right now. I need
Right.
help.
And definitely, man. I think we need, like I said, we need to do more of it, man. I think we get caught up in living this certain type of image behind our ego or want to have this type of character that we behind and we don't want to show that other side
Tough
of
guy
those. So
facade, man.
yeah, definitely. And you still can be that tough guy, but I think that you can even show more toughness or strength or courage that you are showing your emotional side of everything. Now I ain't just saying overly to be overly emo, and everything like that. And nobody want that either. You know what I'm saying? but
Don't
you
be
know, but
complaining, Jaden.
but yeah, but definitely, man, letting us know who Casper is, and I commend you for that. And
Appreciate
everything.
you.
So yeah, so like I said, we need more of that as well. Now, now for us, like so you've been doing. You say you started Noah's Record like a year ago, or how long have you been doing it for?
Yeah, well, probably about a year and a half ago, I got real
A year and a
serious
half.
about it and started
Okay.
actually investing in equipment, features, and
Okay.
like weekly investments and
Okay.
building a team. I got a little team of guys now that work with me on a regular basis.
Okay. All right. So how has this journey been since like taking it fully serious a year and a half from the inception to now? Like
So
who took
damn tough, man. It's been like a whirlwind of events.
mm,
Right when I started, I was called by my mom. She was being evicted and she's got serious mental health issues. And then my sister has an intellectual disability, so she's basically like a teenager in an adult body. They didn't have anywhere to go, so I finally was just getting my shit together and just getting established and just like getting job security and all these things together that I've been working towards. And then I automatically had to use that to help them. And they became, at first, they were just such a burden on the mental health things that I had worked on. And then they was resurfacing because of this. And I'm trying to start this business at the same time and be a good boyfriend to my new girlfriend at the same time. She's going through this past shit I'm going through, a divorce. It's just a whirlwind of emotions and crazy events going on. So I was juggling that with all of that, working the 9 to 5. I'm getting crisis calls in the middle of my job because my sister is having attacks, mental attacks, and she was not doing well back then. It was crazy, man, and now it's just finally getting to a point where it's relaxing, where it's enjoyable, and, like, it's a getaway from the everyday robotic 9 to 5 lifestyle, man, and now I just come in here on Thursdays and Mondays, and I lay down a track. I can I had to squish that into such a small time period, that now I can make a song that would take me weeks before in a couple hours.
Yeah.
So
Got a
what
muscle
that
memory. Go ahead.
muscle memory. So what those hard times did is it only squished me into being able to do it easier now, faster than
Right.
I would have ever been able to. So I don't want to go through that shit again, but I'm not hating that I did go through it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. Even through the storm, you learning something, man. It's building you stronger for something ahead. So I feel you on that. I'm sorry that you were going through that, and but glad that things you seeing more light at the tunnel, light at the end of the tunnel now. After the storm has passed and so forth. Now,
Yeah.
what would you say that got you going through all that? Running a business, being the father, boyfriend, and making music, all of this in one, and running a label and so forth. What kept you sane through all that?
Making music, man. Like at that time, I was still smoking cigarettes. I was still drinking a lot. I only drink during celebrations now, and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I was chain smoking cigarettes, and I was drinking, 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 and locking myself in a. I had a walk-in closet. I had stuffed my studio equipment in back then, an apartment, and I was like shutting myself out from the world in there and trying to learn every piece and trying making songs that were shit, but taking weeks to make them. But that was getting me through because I was able to really express those things. I was really able to escape from what was going on. I don't recommend dulling your emotions with alcohol, but that's just what I chose to do at the time. Luckily, I don't have a problem with alcohol, so I was able to just use it for that and then push it away. But yeah, it was just like it was making music, and it was also stopping to grab a peace of mind. Like I make sure that I do breathing techniques and I meditate, and that I like slow myself down whenever I'm feeling like shit's just gears are turning and shit's moving too fast and like everything is just too much and overwhelming. I take that minute, man, and that minute is everything.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. I'm glad that basically, like you said, taking a beat, and music does definitely help you to do that too as well, where you kind of get so engulfed in what you're doing, you kind of like turning off the outside world and all of what's going on. And but also too, when you ain't making music, it's important to just take a minute for yourself and whatever that is, whether it is, like I said, a lot of minds be working out, stuff like that. But sometimes that's not there sometimes or whatever. So or to find other
Absolutely.
avenues where you can like take a step away and everything, and really like just take a minute and so you can go forward. Cause yeah, if you ain't really like just taking care of your mental state and your just health overall or whatever, it's detrimental not only to you but your creativity as well, and
Absolutely.
everything like that. But you able to weather the storm speaks paramounts, through all that, and still keep creating and still wanting to do this and stuff like that or whatever. So that speaks paramount to that, man. So, kudos on to you on that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now, let's see. So that we talked about a good deal, man. Like, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would like to discuss on?
We covered a lot. Basically, I just want to let any artist know that's trying to maybe look for guidance, maybe look for perspective, that's just starting out with these sorts of things, to not worry about what other people are thinking about,
Okay.
not worry about other people's opinions on your music, especially the people close to you, because those are the people that will not really give you praise because they have an emotional connection to you, and they're gonna most likely kind of be a little afraid of what you're doing because they care about you and they think they gave up on their dreams. So they think that you should too. They're gonna push against you, and that's because they love and they care about you and they're scared of it. So they think you should be scared of it as well. Don't don't accept that, accept that love with open arms, but don't accept the push away for just kind of kindly like shut them off when it comes to that and push on with your dream because
Yeah.
there's literally nothing in the world that I've ever loved more than making music, more than sitting down writing a poetic journal entry and then slapping that on a beat and a full expression from my voice and using my voice as a musical instrument. There's
Okay.
literally nothing else that I've ever enjoyed more than that besides probably being a father. And that's the only that's gonna outshine everything, of course, because there's nothing that's what life's about.
Yeah. Okay. I like that, man. And I like your take on it with family kind of naysaying on your goals and dreams and so forth. Cause we always say that's a projection of their own insecurities of them thinking they can't do it, you can't do it either, but they didn't get the vision you have. They probably don't have the talent you have, and it ain't their life at the same at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
stuff like
or
that.
just don't have the drive or the same thought
That go
process
too.
as you.
Yeah.
It's a perspective thing, man, and everybody's got a different perspective on how life's supposed to go. And I'm lucky enough that I feel like if it's something I love, I only live once. I
Mhm.
might live more than once, who knows? But all I know is I might only live once, so I might as well enjoy it now.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah, definitely, man. I like that. And so, with that said, like, also, what would you think? What would you say is the biggest takeaway or takeaways that people can get from this conversation that we had today?
Well, first off, like I said, follow your dreams. That's the first one. I'd get a takeaway of just that artists are real people, artists are human beings. All of us, even the rich ones, even the 50 cents and the all of these people, man, they're all just people, man. And like we were talking about the fan to artist relationship. If you're a fan, give the artist a damn break. And if you're an artist, give yourself a damn break.
All right, cool. I ain't gonna say nothing on that. We gonna end on that note right there. All
I
right. So
like
with that
that.
said, let everybody know again where they can find you, find your music, maybe want to book you, and so forth.
Okay, it's at Caspa Clark, CASPACLARK, and that's also www.caspaclark.com. You can contact me mostly on Instagram. I mean, I'm on all the social media accounts, even the ones in other countries, just so I can put my reels out there. But I mostly post and ghost on those ones. Instagram, I actually pay attention to and network and stuff like that. I've got a Discord. If you hit me up on my DMs and Instagram and you want to be a part of community with me and some other artists, I've got a Discord I'm building so that everybody can, if you have questions or anything like that, you can jump in there. I also have one for cannabis talk. You just sit and smoke and chill with cool people, and we call it Canna Talk. And couple other things going on. I'm available Mondays and Thursdays for Nois Records. And if you want some good music, tap into my channel, tap into Caspa Clark. I'm on all the platforms, every platform you can get your music on.
Cool. Y'all check my man out. All right, man. Casper, I appreciate you for coming on the show, man, and sharing your insights. It's been a blast. And definitely like to have you on and again hear more, more stuff, especially as you grow with Nois Records and so forth and stuff because you had some interesting takes that I believe people will need to hear more on and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's start some episodes, man. We'll do a little we'll do a little series.
Most definitely, man. Sounds good. All right, just let me know, like you got out there, like Trey, man. I got this type of topic I want to talk on. I think that nobody ain't hearing on. Let me hear that. Let's hop on and talk about it, and go from there. Yeah.
We when we
Uh,
when we stop recording, I'll grab your information so that we can be in
no,
direct contact.
okay. Yeah, most definitely, man. All right, so we end right here, man. I'm your host, Trey the Fit Artist. It's been Sculpt N Create, and my guest, Caspa Clark. We out of here.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. If you're looking for fitness coaching to help you reach your goals, want to join our animated network for fitness, guidance, collaborations, networking, and community, or are interested in being a guest on the show, check out the links in the description. Stay creative, stay fit, and we'll holler at you next time.